Today's game features M. Gomez playing as white against Mikhail Tal as black. Move 1. White pawn to d4. Black advances the pawn to d5, gaining space. Interestingly, white advances to c4. Black now plays pawn to c6. We're at move 5. White knight jumps to c3. Black repositions the knight to f6. It's white's turn. Places the knight on f3. Black pushes to e6. And here, white bishop moves to g5, challenging the opponent's setup. Black pushes the wing pawn. White now plays bishop takes knight on f6. A complex position. Black queen eliminates the bishop. Next, deploys the queen to b3. Black pushes the pawn to a5. We're at move 15. White advances to a3. Black advances the pawn. White plays brings the queen out, perhaps prematurely. Continuing, develops the knight naturally. White continues with pawn moves to e4. Next, takes the pawn with the pawn. It's white's turn. Knight takes the pawn. Next, black centralizes the queen. White continues with develops the bishop to d3. Black advances the pawn to e5. Move 25. White kingside castle. It's black's turn. Pawn captures pawn. White knight takes pawn on d4, opening up the position. So, repositions the bishop for better activity. White repositions the knight to f5. Black plays develops the knight to e5. White places the knight on d6. And check. A forcing move. It's black's turn. Bishop eliminates the knight. White responds with knight exchanges bishop for knight. With check, black king steps to e7, securing key outposts. Move 35. White knight removes the bishop with a powerful check. Black rook takes knight. White rook shifts to e1. Black moves the king. Now, white rook swings to e4. Black brings out the queen to f6. White responds with repositions the bishop. Black maneuvers the knight to d7. Continuing, white deploys the queen to b1. Black now plays repositions the rook. We're at move 45. White rook swings to d1, a model endgame performance. Black brings the knight to c5. It's white's turn. Rook eliminates the rook. And that's check. Black rook snaps off the rook, making progress step by step. Continuing, white queen shifts to c2. Moving forward, pushes the passed pawn to h5, improving the king's position. White continues with the pawn marches forward. Continuing, black pushes the pawn to h4. White plants the bishop on f1, activating the king. Black queen shifts to f3. On move 55, white rook moves behind the passed pawn. Black now plays activates the knight, a mistake. White bishop to g2. Black plays repositions the knight to g5. It's white's turn. Rook takes the pawn, a questionable choice. It's black's turn. Rook moves behind the passed pawn, the win is within reach. So, white rook swings to h8, check. Active rook play. Black moves the king. White bishop captures queen. Meanwhile, black rook captures the queen on c2. We're at move 65. White steps the king to g2. Black rook removes the pawn, creating passed pawns. Moving forward, white rook moves behind the passed pawn. Black king enters the battle. White places the bishop on d1, that doesn't look right. So, black brings the knight closer to the action. Continuing, white bishop eliminates the pawn. Black now plays knight jumps to c3, that doesn't look right. White plays deploys the rook to a8. Black develops the knight to e4. On move 75, white king marches up the board. M. Gomez resigns. Mikhail Tal wins the game.